All right, it is 11 o'clock. All right, I'm going to get started. Okay, thank you everybody for joining. It is my first webinar. I am Christy Lee. Most of you know that already. And I work at my own firm at Law Offices of Christy Lee. I know I went out on a ledge for my name of my firm. I have some attorneys and paralegals who work for me. We have offices in Alaska, Hawaii, and Texas. We're a tax boutique. I'm a tax attorney. We protect business owners. That's who you guys are. We protect business owners from the IRS, and we are also trusted advisors to business owners. So I am a litigator. That's what I do. I'm a litigator. And if this was an opening statement for litigation, because some of you that I know are on here right now, I've litigated with you, you know I would have this memorized. I don't have this memorized. So if you see me looking up, it's because I have notes up there. Just want to make sure I get everything in. So this webinar is called Paycheck Protection Program, the business of loan forgiveness, right? So if you've read my blogs or you know anything about the PPP, you know that I'm all focused on it being forgiven. If you know nothing about this program, then this may not be the webinar for you. We are recording this. We're going to post it on our website and other areas. I'm just assuming you're familiar and you've read my stuff. Now, I know that most of you are because I keep receiving emails from everybody. And that is super awesome. I absolutely love it. But at some point, it's become cost prohibitive for me because I can't answer them all. And I'm going to answer them all today. So I'm answering them exactly the way that they were written to me. And so if you haven't heard, and I can see some people on here that I know for a fact I have your questions answered, that you're probably wondering, why hasn't Christy written me back in a day or 2 days? It's because I can't spend all my life working on the PPP program. On my computer, there's like a question box on the left-hand side. So write your questions there because I have this timed for 20 minutes and 10 minutes for more questions that you have. So make sure that you have your questions. I'm going to get the Q&A up so I can have it up. At any time, just write a question, right? And then I'll answer those at the end. And I really hate to say this, but there's always some asshole out there that ruins it for everybody. This is not legal advice, right? I can see right now my clients are on here. If I don't know your business, and trust me, I know my clients' businesses, then this is not legal advice. If you have not paid me money, and I'm not saying it's all about money, but I don't know everything about your business. This is me just wanting to be a good person, a good human being, and helping our small businesses out there. Because I even had somebody, which breaks my heart, who told me she did not get her loan. She didn't get it. And if she doesn't get the new one, which by the way, just passed the Senate, it should go through today or tomorrow, she's going to close her business. I mean, legit close it. And you know what the comment was from her? I will give my business away as long as somebody will take it on and continue to pay my staff. So my staff will have jobs. That's a business owner that you want. I mean, that really is. So that's why I'm doing all these things for free so that you guys can learn more about it. Now, if you know anything about me or you've gone through an IRS audit, you know about audit proofing your books. That's what I call it. That's what I want to teach you is to get this forgiven. What do you need to show to your bank and to your lender? Think about it this way. They're just spending trillions of dollars that potentially are going to be forgiven. How are they going to replenish that trillions of dollars? That's going to be IRS audits. And I bet you those are going to come down fast and furious. They just hired a whole bunch of new people. So if I can teach you how to do it the right way now for this program, this will help you going forward so that when you do get that audit and you call my office, and I swear every time somebody comes to me and they say, I have all my receipts. Yeah, no, you don't. No, you don't. And they're not in order. They're not in order. And oh my gosh, this is crazy. So anyway, this is to help you with the audit that is going to be coming down. Again, why did we pick this PPP program? When all this stuff went down with COVID-19, I personally my business, I had people that were going to hire me that said, hey, I promise you I'm going to hire you. But right now I need that extra money for me to run my business because the IRS is on hiatus. I've had clients say, hey, I've lost my job. Can I have my retainer? So I went to all my staff and said, what do you want to do that can help us, right, as a firm? And this is what they suggested we do. And this is what we do. On any given day, on a good day, we spend 5 hours. On a tough day, we spend about 12 to 15 hours, especially if the new regs come out, or like yesterday, we were trying to figure out how to do a webinar. Also, small businesses, you guys should love your employees. If you don't, they need to get fired. Now, don't fire them now. right? You're going to learn. Do not fire them now. But they need to be out. I spend more time with my employees than I do my family. So I really want to make sure that your I know that you care that your employees are safe. When I filled out the application, because I did that before it became online, I filled out the application. I just want to read these things that I want to remind you that you signed and initialed. One was, which I thought was kind of weird, to the extent feasible, I will purchase only American-made equipment. Only American-made equipment. There is nothing in this program that has anything to do with buying equipment, not one. But I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, right? Think about it. I want my people and my American people to be successful. So I love that. So keep in mind, you signed it, you initialed it. I'm not trying to like push it, but you need to buy American-made equipment. Also, I understand that if the funds are used for unauthorized purposes, the federal government may pursue criminal fraud charges. Please don't be the Lori Loughlin of the PPP program. Don't go and put a pool in or go buy a new truck or go do something stupid. Just don't, because you will get no sympathy from me or from anybody else. Also, you initialed, I am going to provide all the documentation you need. They just don't say you need this documentation to be forgiven. You need to prove that you used it for these allowable expenses. So what are the allowable expenses? We got payroll, and then we've got utilities, mortgage, and our mortgage interest and rent. So what's payroll? Payroll is not your normal definition of payroll. Payroll is wages, commissions, tips, and potentially a bonus, right? I mean, like legitimately a bonus. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But again, wages, commissions, bonuses, plus group health insurance, right? That's great. Group health insurance, employee contribution to your retirement account, and then, yeah, I'm sorry, that would be it. Like if you even have a SEP IRA, that would be the contribution as well. Group health insurance, be really careful. If you're paying for your staff to have like the marketplace insurance, you do not at all want, that's not group health insurance. Group health insurance is, it's going to say group health insurance on it, right? So let's just be careful with that. So let's start with some of our questions. Question, can my wife be on salary? Well, is she working for you? Now, I've had it in different ways of, I can, she doesn't come in, she doesn't come in at all, but I can work her like a pack mule. Heck yeah, man, get her in there. I don't care what you have her do. Get her on payroll, no problem whatsoever. But make sure it's legit, and don't give her $100,000 to clean out the refrigerator, okay? That's fraud, right? Like make it according to what she's doing. Question, can I get a big bonus? And big bonus was all in caps. No, you're being a jerk. That's fraud. Don't do it. Question, what in the hell is full-time equivalent employee for forgiveness? So I'm going to give you an analogy because it's the best way to explain it. There's a look back period from February 15th to June 30th of last year, right? Because they want to parallel exactly what was your year last year. So you look at full-time equivalent employee. Last year at this time, I had 5 full-time employees. Right now, I have 4 full-time employees and a part-time employee. Well, I got to make this person full-time or I got to hire somebody else. She cannot do full-time. She just can't. She can't do it. So what did Christy do? I hired another person part-time. Now, these people are full-time equivalent. What that means is both of these people, their hours better equal 40 hours. I don't care if one is 30 and one is 10. I don't care if it's 20-20. I don't care if it's 2 hours and it's 38. That's full-time for my firm. Your firm may be very nice and only require your staff to work 37.5 hours, and that's great. Then you need your part-time people to equal 37.5. You could have 5 people equal up to that 40 hours, right? You could have each one work 8 hours. I don't care. That's just one person. That is what a full-time equivalent is. But what does that mean if I can't do it? Say this like, it can't do it. Nobody can do it. I got 5 and I got 4. And I comply with everything. That means 80%, because I've only got 80% of my full-time employees, 80% is going to be forgiven, right? It's all about being forgiven. So all you people, it'll be a complete other seminar. I've written a really awesome blog, or actually one of my attorneys, Paula Moore, did. She's really awesome. She's actually the one who writes the blogs. I'm not that good. Anyway, she wrote the blogs about all the things that you can do. You technically could hire your people back and have them sit at home and eat candy all day long. Not my staff. I'm going to have a web designer now on my firm, right? I'm like, you do that, and everybody's doing all of that administrative stuff that I don't get paid for. Those are all the tasks that are going to get fulfilled when we have some downtime. Next question, can I hire someone new? Sure, hire whoever you want. Good for you. Question, what if we hired someone after we applied for the loan? Can I get more money? No, I'm sorry, you can't. Question, can I lower my staff salary so I can use some of that money for rent and utilities? Yes, you can. You can lower it to as much as you want, right? But if you lower it below 25% of what they currently make, then there's no forgiveness, okay? And that's a problem, right? I mean, now we've gotten to a big problem. But keep in mind, if your person makes over $100,000, that doesn't count. So if your person makes $250,000 and you say, I'm going to cut you down to $100,000, that does not compute. That's not a problem because they're not under the 100,000. I would say you could even get them down to 75,000. But again, you know, it's a little bit on the iffy side. Question, I just paid payroll. And on the 1st and the 15th, I always pay my federal withholding the same day. Love that. Same day I run payroll. So that liability is zeroed out currently. I got my money on the 20th. What do? I close out payroll, meaning I would, if you paid the 15th and you get your money on the 20th, we've got this window, right? We've got the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. We got that window right in here. You're going to pay that with your money, not the PPP money. Your PP money starts on the 20th. So now you no longer are going to have payroll on the 1st and the 15th. I would move it like the 20th and the 4th. But we're going to have another webinar on that because that would take a whole entire time. So the other expenses you've got, remember, that's 75%, right? You got to pay 75%, not 74.99. I will tell you, I am going to be super conservative and I'm going to do 80-20. That's what I'm going to do because I want to give this to a banker to say, here you go, baby. I don't want you to have to get a calculator out. I've made your life super awesome. And I'm going to be creating a spreadsheet in a few weeks when we start getting closer to the midway. That's going to say with little formulas in there. So you can say, hey, we got to keep track of, and remember, you're going to hire somebody, or not hire, but the person you have in your office is going to be in charge of doing this and notifying you as the owner where you're at with your money. So what's the other things I can do? I can pay 25% of this money to rent, mortgage interest, which is basically, yeah, that's going to be really tough, and utilities. The rent one, I just think really there's going to be more regs on the rent because the rent specifically states you have to have a lease. How many of you guys have a lease? I do because I drafted it, but it's like 10 years old. But my lease still works. So when I am going to send this in for my forgiveness, I'm going to give them my check that I paid to my landlord. I'm going to show them my bank statement that the check's cleared, and I'm going to show the lease. How many of you guys have a lease? I bet you nobody does. So if you don't have a lease, the second best way, now again, the regs say you have to have a lease, but we're going to try to, get around it. We do that all the time with IRS audits. I'm sure you're doing what you're supposed to do and have a 1099. So 1099 rents are supposed to be sent on a 1099. I send that. I bet you don't. If you don't, you go to your landlord and you say, I want your EIN or your social security number. They're going to fill out a W-9, kind of like a W-4 that you fill out for to be an employee, but that's for 1099s. You likely are going to get pushback, right? Your landlord is probably not going to want to fill that one out. And you're going to say, if you want to get paid, I need you to sign this, right? Hopefully they will do that. And then you're going to amend for last year your 1099s and adding that rent. And then you're going to show them, look, here, I really do pay this person rent. Worst case scenario, now we go to say they won't do that. Have your landlord sign a sheet of paper saying, yes, I'm the landlord and I am paying, and this person pays me rent. Question, and man, this one annoys me. And it doesn't annoy me, but it annoys me in the sense of, question, what if my landlord has told me to pay him cash because he doesn't want it reported? Well, then you're stupid. And I mean that with all the love in my heart. You're dumb. Why would you do that? Why would you get in trouble with the IRS because your landlord wants to not claim it? And I wager you regret that because I can't imagine that your landlord is any good at being a landlord at all. So I would say to your landlord, I'm going to pay you with a check because I can't pay you with cash through the PPP program. And they're going to say, nope, I want cash or I'm going to evict you. Say, knock yourself out. Can't wait to go to court to tell the judge that you want to commit tax fraud, right? Now, again, I'm not giving you legal advice, but I'm just telling you, They don't pay somebody cash. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not a good deal. Question, are my HOA dues that are paid for my commercial real estate in which I have my business, are those covered under rent? No. And I won't get into it, but no. Mortgage interest. What if the mortgage is not in the business name? And that's, and frankly, I don't think your business, I would want you to have like another LLC that holds that property. I would say you're fine with that. That is something that you would definitely need to have a consultation with me about, because I would need to know your specific situation, and telling you any more than that and giving you the details, I would believe is truly legal advice. And I'm not going to give you that, but I think you can get around it. Utilities, what's that? Cell phones, landlines, internet, all those type of things. Question, what if those bills are not in the business name? Well, that can be a problem, but I'm going to give you my own example of what I'm going to do. My mom used to work for AT&T, and if anybody's on here who knows my mom, you know all about AT&T. She worked there her whole entire life, retired from it, and gets a screaming deal on anybody that's on her plan. So my 8 cell phones for my firm are on her plan, but it's not in my name. It's in my mom's name. And I actually pay the bill directly, because it's all of my cell phone bills for my firm are on that plan. What I'm going to do is print out those receipts, print that out, and it shows on the bill actually all of the phone numbers. And I'm also going to attach the business cards for all of my staff and my letterhead, and it has all those phone numbers. It's a business expense. I mean, it's going to be accepted, but I'm saying I'm going that far because it's still a lot of money and I want to get reimbursed for that. What must I prove in order to get this forgiven, right? What must I prove? And I've already been saying this. Documents, everything. Do not pay anything with cash. And remember that I said in my blogs, you are going to have a bank account with no money in it, but this. I know a lot of you have freaked out and wrote me really panic emails about, oh my gosh, they sent it to my business account. They sent it to my operation account. Don't freak out. Just transfer the money. Just transfer all the money to the penny to that other bank account that has $0 in it. And that's what you're going to write all your checks for. Checks. I know that you probably have things on prepay, like I do. I have that credit card on prepay. Well, then that's just another documentation that I would have to show my credit card statement to show that it got paid. I'm taking that off prepay so that I can write a check so it can get cashed. So then I've just got less for the banker to deal with when I'm asking for forgiveness. Remember, forgiveness. Oh, don't forget the $100,000 limit. So if you've got an employee who makes over $100,000, you can include up to $100,000. And I did have somebody ask me earlier today, like, well, in 8 weeks, they're not going to be $100,000. That $100,000 is for a year, for an entire year. If their annual salary is $100,000 or over 100, they can only be paid out of the payroll protection program, or I think it's Paycheck Protection Program, up to $100,000. Great question from somebody else. What if we don't use the whole loan? Do I have to use every penny and it not be forgiven? Not at all. No. As long as you use 75% to payroll and up to 25%, then that portion will be forgiven. Here's my goal. Christy's goal is the day after my 8 weeks, I'm going to hand deliver. Hopefully I can hand deliver because of COVID-19. Maybe I can't. Here are all my documents showing that I have fulfilled the obligations of the forgiveness program. And here is a check back, $5,420.14, whatever it is. Here's a check back that I did not use. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. So that is my speech. I see I've got some questions, which is what I wanted to do. So I'm just going to ask these questions directly, and then I'm going to give you some answers. All right. So next question. PPP effects on partnerships. God, yeah. Ugh. With no employees or subcontractors, are they still eligible? No, not yet. Not yet. I have not read the new bill. I am going to read it, and I can assure you I am going to write a blog about it. But no, you're not. I'm just telling you, partnerships suck. So just FYI on that one. Come get a consultation, talk to somebody about changing. I would recommend changing for future, right? I can't fix what you did before, but no, I'm sorry about that one. Next one, are guaranteed payment salary of the owners of the business allowable payroll expenses for PPP? Okay, that one's tough I know who you are, and I will call you directly about that. That, I would say yes. Guaranteed payments are, because if you can show a pattern that every single 2 weeks you're paid $10,000, yes, I would say yes. But I have to know that that's one of those. I hate being a lawyer, but that's one of those things I would really have to talk to you about. Next one, are owners guaranteed wages, not distributions, and portion of group health insurance considered payroll? Heck yeah. Yep. Well, same thing about the guaranteed wages. I'd have to talk about that. But if you're on group health insurance, yep, absolutely. That would be considered payroll. Next one. Last week, my computer had ransomware virus, and oh God, that sucks. And my payroll program was not accessible. It is fixed now. I have 5 employees out of 18 still on payroll. Should I pay those 5 when I get PPP money, or just pay it now? They are family members, so it wasn't a problem to delay. If it was employees, I would have figured it out. We're a corporation. Okay. So remember what I said. I would pay the five employees with your old money, right? Anything to do before you get your PPP money is, I don't want it to be covered. Would it be covered? Maybe. It might be. But I'm being super conservative, and I want to make the bankers super happy with me and love me and say, oh, Christy, you're so awesome. Thank you. I'm going to forgive your whole loan. I don't want there to be any, oh, crap, you used for past bills. It's legit payroll. It is not clear. There will be clarification on that. So again, your question, I would say, well, if you had 18, by the way, if you had 18 employees on that look back period of February 15th to June 30th, you better hire those people back. I mean, you remember that, right? You need to hire those people back. So that's also my recommendation of hiring them back. But again, the employee stuff, I would pay them from your old money. And when you get your PPP money, it's going to start at that day. So that is all the questions. Super, super awesome. I hope this was helpful. Again, remember, the Senate has passed the new bill. I've not read it. We will read it. That 311 was really quite tough. Oh, wait, hold on. I see some other questions over here. Sorry, guys, some more questions. If the loan amount ran out after the 8 weeks and the business still shuts down, what should the business owner do? Nada. Nothing. You didn't personally guarantee this. That's why I want to do this program. There is no personal guarantee at all. There is no discharge of indebtedness. We are considering this a grant. We're going to have a webinar about that later on. But if you really use your money and you still had to shut down your business, you just got a whole bunch of free money as long as you complied, right? You still come. Even if you didn't comply and you didn't commit fraud, I don't think you'd owe it back. I'm just throwing that out there. Next question. I am not drawing a paycheck due to being able to pay my staff. Oh, you're so awesome. I love you. And I know who you are. You are like, I love you. But anyway, can I use this PP money to bring my pay current? Hell yes. And you deserve it. You are super awesome. Yes, hell yes. And you need to pay yourself first. So, I'm so glad you asked that. You need to pay yourself. I mean, seriously. Again, pay yourself first. Get yourself back on payroll. But don't go give yourself a big bonus. And call me, because I want to talk to you about that and make sure you're getting your money back. Oh, wait, the boss is wanting down. Here he is again. This is Toby. He writes tax blogs. He's very funny. Can you add me? Oh, okay, yeah, I can add you to your upcoming webinars. Yes. All right. So I think I have all the questions, and that should do it. I hope you enjoyed it. It was my first one. It was really fun, and I'm going to be sending out more blogs. We're going to do more webinars if you guys like them, and let me know what you did or didn't like, and also tell me topics you would like us to talk about. We're eventually going to run out, and I've got clients that have really taken me up on that, okay? So you guys are awesome. Please, please, please go out there, get your staff back. If you haven't filled out an application yet, get it filled out and go nag the shit out of your bank. Because I will tell you, my bank, my big bank, who frankly didn't even give me the go kiss off. He didn't even talk to me. And there was a local bank here, North Rim Bank. I want to say thank you. They took my application. They've been wanting my business for a long time. Took my application. Guess where all my money's going now? To that local bank that bent over backwards to make sure that my loan got through. Okay, you guys, thanks everybody. I hope it was helpful. Hopefully I know how to turn this thing off. I don't know, maybe I'll have to get my staff in here. It's, again, not that savvy. And bye everybody, see you next week.